How is GNA going to be different from POC?
So, GNA is a different concept. Point of connection, when we conceive that, we actually is on the hypothesis that the electricity doesn't follow the path of contact, it follows the law of physics. So, wherever is the least resistance, it will flow according to that. So, that is why we say it flows by the displacement. So, similarly is the concept of the in case of a transmission system. When the electricity does not follow a path of friction, there is no point in having a transmission system designed on the basis of the contract. So, long term contract or long term open access, which is the basis of, so there is a need to shift from that particular philosophy. This is because if in a ideal market design, if the long term contracts are happening, it is fine. If you know the point of injection, point of drawal for the long term, then it is fine. But if you look at from the transmission licensee perspective, he needs to recover his investment. So, he would like that there should be a commitment to pay for the use of transmission, so that he can construct. Now, this is something different from the tariff. Tariff comes later. Now, this is a pre-tariff issue, the development of a transmission to facilitate generation and to meet the consumer demand. These are two facets to it. Now, earlier philosophy only, it will be developed on the lines of the long term open access. That was fine as long as long term open access are happening. There is no disagreement on this. If the long term open access is opening and the generator and the buyers are ready to pay for the transmission charges for the long term, for maybe more than 12 years or up to 25 years, there is absolutely no problem in designing a system and constructing a system. But what happens if the market does not come up as envisaged, which is the case today? Today, the government has mandated that the future procurement by the DISCOM should be through competitive bidding. That is not happening. That is not happening because case one is not happening for a variety of reasons. Maybe the fuel uncertainty, the price, problem with the imported coal, or apathy of the DISCOM to enter into a long term contract, maybe because of their poor financial health, or otherwise the generator also is also apathetic to entering into a long term contract. So this there could be one reason. But the positive point is that with the development in the market, the price signal, creation of power exchange, there is a very good response in the market. There are more like 1,70,000 megawatt of open access application is pending with. There is a almost same amount, the connectivity is being sought. But the point is that when we say that 1,70,000 megawatt connectivity, this is after 2009 when we brought the connectivity. Earlier the connectivity was concurrent with the open access, long term open access, or coming of the generating station. So, this was a concept which was, and connectivity was provided along with the long term open access. But number of merchant power projects was coming, and this case 1 and case 2 was not happening. And but the project has to come. The buyer is not being identified. So, there was a need felt that for the development of the project, the connectivity has to be given. So, connectivity was a concept was brought that connectivity, but it was without payment of any payment of transmission charges. So, this had to come a 4-year at the initial stage of the generation project construction. There is no question of transmission. But but the beneficiary is not identified.
Right.
So, how the transmission system should be planned?
It's like targetless transmission.
Targetless. So, then came the concept of a open access to the target region, long term open access to target region. That was fine, because what was happening was that you were not knowing the drawal points. So, the weaker portion was the state DISCOM end, where they had to draw the power. That is not getting finalized. So, now how to proceed with that? And under this, so when the market is, tariff policy provides that transmission should not, the PPA should not be a precondition for the prior agreement with the parties, are not to be the precondition for the development of the network. But at the same time, the tariff policy also provides for the case 1 and case 2 bidding, which is not happening. Now, we have to find a way out. We have to find a way out, and there comes the concept of the general network access. General network access is that everyone, whether irrespective of fact whether he is trying to come as a short term, medium term or long term. This is a paradigm shift from the earlier philosophy, and it is, and the concept of GNA, we are working on it for the time being, and we are thinking that this could be one option to deal with the situation when the case 1 and case 2 are not happening, is on the philosophy that when the generation project is coming, it is coming for a period of not less than 20 to 25 years. Whoever is going to make an investment in the generation project, whether thermal or hydro or a gas based project, he is there to stay for 20 to 25 years, and therefore, that generating station will be in a position to inject power for that duration of time. So, this is the philosophy, and therefore, the transmission system, irrespective of fact that power which is being generated from the generating station is being sold under short term open access or a medium term open access or a long term open access, it will be injected in the grid for a period of 25 years, and therefore, the transmission system should be planned for that, and therefore, there should be a commitment to pay the transmission charges, and with the expectation that whenever they want to inject the power, that power will get dispatched to the wherever in all conditions, irrespective of the reason, irrespective of the. So, this is, so there are certain conditions attached to it, because transmission system planning, this requires a 360 degree. Today, somebody is selling to northern region, western region plant selling to northern region, all of a sudden, can the transmission system be planned for that? 360 degree in all direction. There could be condition when he is selling to the northern region for first 5 years, and then he has started selling to the home state. Right. He may not be required. So, general network access is a concept, and structure is in such a fashion that it provides the exit option to the generators with certain riders for the payment of stagnation charges. But the real challenge is for the transmission system planners, how to plan, because controlling the stranded cost of transmission, because this has one pitfall, could be.
The transmission cost is something like 7-8% of your total cost, generation distribution combined.
So, this was the basis when we said that the connectivity should be avoided, should be provided generator, and transmission should facilitate generation. So, this was the philosophy on which we are working, that transmission should facilitate, like fuel input or the water input, the transmission should also be as a facilitator should be available to the generating station. The second point is again the DISCOM, and there the DISCOMs are overdrawing, I will say, from their schedule allocations to the extent of 30%, 40% more.
Under UI.
Under UI, mostly UI, or because they were not going to the market for buying through the schedule route. So, they are overdrawing from the grid. Now, this puts in the strain on the grid. That is one point. And there is no commitment to pay for the charges over it. So, what we are thinking in this GNA concept is that anybody who is drawing over their schedule allocation, he should pay for the transmission charges in proportion to the, and rather there should be a penalty by way of a premium on the transmission charges for such a capacity. So, this is what, and this is still in the inception stage, and we are looking for the suggestion. Similar is the concept for the injection of power, to encourage generators to enter into a long term contract, that any injection more than the GNA capacity will also be at a premium.
How does the transmission power really take place?
As the size of the grid further increased, then we had the 5 different regional grids, and then we had and these are meshed grid networks, and it was difficult to say which power is flowing to which beneficiary. The injection of power was one thing, drawal was another thing. So, there was a concept of postage stamp for each region, and it was the postage stamp was nothing but the pooled cost of the entire transmission system of the region.
Now, briefly, sir, tell us exactly what is the postage stamp method?
Postage stamp method is that whoever is passing through that territory or using the transmission system in that particular region, he has to pay one charge for the transmission, and that is the postage stamp. This is like postage department of post.
Right, sir. Right.
So, it has whatever distance is traveling, it has a one. So, whether it is traveling 10 kilometer in a region or 100 kilometer within a region, there will be one rate. So, this is what the postage stamp method was, and it was, and that is why there was a need. It was not according to the use. Somebody who is transacting has to send the power to 1000 kilometer, and if he is crossing 2 or 3 regions. So, there will be a pancaking of 3 postage stamp charges for 3 regions. Right. Whereas the power flows through displacement.
Right.
It may be possible that if the generation is here, the generation, because this area has a demand and a generation comes, this power will actually, it may have a contract with a person in other state and crossing the 2 regions, but in actual practice his power is going to be utilized in its home states only.
Right.
So, as a matter of fact, he is relieving the congestion in a sense that the power which was coming from the other region, he is offsetting that, is reducing the congestion in the transmission system. So, this is the postage stamp was not giving this, taking care of this aspect of the things, and therefore, you needed to review it, and Commission reviewed it, came out with a point of connection tariff, which was providing this.
Right.
That
so, then briefly, sir, what is the point of connection tariff and how is it different from postage stamp?
now in this is everyone pays according to the uses, and because of the multiplicity of the the scenario, multiplicity of players in the sector. There are merchant generators, there are beneficiary, there are private discom, there are public discoms, state discoms, and there are public utilities, CPSUs. So this point of connection of tariff provides. There will be a charge for injection of power, and there will be charge for drawal of power. So it creates a system of, you are injecting power, so you have to pay a part of the transmission charges by you, and you are drawing power, so you have to pay for the drawal charges. And these charges are taken care of by the entire ISTS charges, and then based on the power which has the long term contracts, depending on the long term contracts, because still the transmission system is being developed based on the long term contracts, and the short term and medium terms are on the margins. So based on that, when we are designing the transmission system, the tariff is also based on the long term.
From Kanyakumari, it doesn't matter whether my power flows to New Delhi or to Goa, or is used in Kanyakumari itself.
It has, because ultimately if generator is coming here, maybe his injection charges are very low. If the direction is counterflow, if the direction is from the northern region to the southern region, and you bring generation in the southern region, it will decongest this station, and then there is chances that the point of connection charges will be lower at this particular point
in the southern region, because you are decongesting.